In this video, I want to explain how not being racist and not discriminating against people takes some effort. It doesn't come from within. So I'm a Greek guy. I spent 25 years of my life in Greece before I moved to Central Europe. And I grew up in a town in an island in Creta where most of the people I interacted with were white-skinned with dark hair like me. And sure enough, we have a lot of tourists and I see people that look different. But being an introvert, I hadn't interacted with them until I was in my 20s. And I don't know how it works for you, but for me, every time I interact with a person that looks different or smells different or talks different, I feel a bit uncomfortable and I need to take some time and conscious effort to remind myself that if somebody speaks with a strange accent or is very short or very tall or is brown or is full of piercing and tattoos, my chances of having a normal interaction with that person are pretty much the same as the chances with having a normal interaction with a person that looks like me. So, of course, there are weirdos that look different than me, but also there are weirdos that look like me. Now, even if I have spent the last 10 years traveling quite much and living together with people from different races and different backgrounds, and also educating myself to a decent degree, I still feel this little kick of discomfort each time I interact with a person that looks or smells or talks or behaves different to my daily life. And of course, the more I interact with gays and with black people and with people on a wheelchair, the faster this visual difference or this audible difference becomes invisible, because as human beings we have much more in common in terms of our common human experience than the visual difference is, of course. But this doesn't come automatically to me and this doesn't come natural. And do you want to call me racist because I have racist thoughts? Then you might want to call me sexist. And you could. You would like to call me aggressive because sometimes I feel like punching someone in the face, or I can feel very aggressive while driving. But what is important, I think, is that I don't act on those urges because I had the education to acknowledge that they're counterproductive and even dangerous in the society I want to live in, and we as humanity have agreed that it's better to live in. And just like I don't randomly pee on the street whenever I feel like peeing, but I hold it and I wait until I find a toilet to pee, or just like I don't curse people when I get upset, I also consciously and deliberately behave to a person that looks different the same way as I behave to a person that looks like me. By the way, I had the same problem when I moved to Belgium with all these blonde, blue-eyed guys and girls, mostly the guys, because I was not used to looking at guys with so shiny blonde hair and so perfect pale skin and blue eyes, and all these guys look weird to me. So in my case, that I'm fortunate enough to not have been exposed to much negative connotations with black people, for example, although I have. But then I have been exposed to some negative connotations with wealthy, white, blonde people. So I need to remind to myself that this is both bullshit as far as the interaction with the person in front of me is concerned, and when my brain is healthy, I'm competent enough to put these urges aside. But when I feel sick and weak and disappointed and betrayed and stressful and underslept, I may act racist, I may act sexist. I would try to avoid having interactions with people that I might be unfair to, consciously or subconsciously. And this is something that I want to acknowledge. I don't want to pretend that I don't have racist or sexist or discriminatory feelings. I want to acknowledge them, and if I know they're there, and if I consciously know that I don't want to act upon them, that's a much safer way than pretend to myself that I have no such feelings, so I need to do absolutely nothing because I'm a wonderful person, completely suited for the societies of the 21st century that we want to live in and I do want to live in. But man, I have to do some work to be that person. It doesn't come naturally. So I think it's not only counterproductive to deny that you have racist urges and feelings, as you might have, which is a subgroup of discriminatory urges and feelings, but also it might be dangerous to deny it. Be careful It's okay to feel racist, it's not okay to act racist, and if you are not lucky enough to grow up in an environment where a variety of people, colors and shapes and accents and languages is natural to you, then you have to put some effort and make some work and not act racist. Please don't propagate that it's absolutely normal to accept immediately everybody, no matter how they look like, because that's just not the truth. And then you may think you're a horrible person for feeling uncomfortable with people who look strange. And that's, again, not only counterproductive, but probably dangerous. So I'm happy to hear counter-arguments in a civilized manner, but this is my understanding of how we should go about that matter. That's what I wanted to say. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.